What's up, guys? James Miller Media here, coming at you with the Saving Seattle series. In this episode, we save Seattle from themselves. We save Seattle from potentially playoffs. But what we need to do is we need to save Seattle from computer crashes. That's right, computer crashes. You want to know exactly what happened? I'm going to tell you. So, we were here in the playoffs. We were watching the playoff coverage. Boom. We win against the Athletics. The Orioles come in versus the Red Sox. The Marlins come in versus Colorado. Pittsburgh comes in versus Cincinnati. Cincinnati takes care of business, wins 3-0. Colorado gets swept as well, so it's Miami versus Cincinnati. Over here, we win 3-1 versus the Athletics. The Orioles storm back after losing the first 2 games to Boston to win 3-2. Then we take a best 4 out of 1 against Baltimore. So we are here with 4 wins. Baltimore's there with 1 win. And then Cincinnati takes it to game 7 versus Miami. Miami came in with a vengeance. So it is us versus Cincinnati taking game 7 in a best of 7 World Series. We win the first game. We win the second game. We lose the third game. We lose the fourth game. We lose the fifth game. And we lose the 6th game. So Seattle Mariners go to the World Series but lose to the Cincinnati Reds 4-2. And we're in a position where we get a lot of change. Where we did good but not good enough. We tried our best but it didn't work out. And we had some good guys. We had some bad guys. We had some ugly guys. And unfortunately, the ugly guys reared its ugly head. And we scored all of our runs in game 2 and didn't come back. Regardless, that doesn't matter because we are now playing game ALDS and we have to redo everything. So this all worked out exactly how it needed to. And then let's see one more. The Orioles. Oh, the Twins. The Twins took care of the Orioles. Let's go. So that is a change. The Orioles won this, so that has changed. The rest of this is exactly the same. So let's take a look real quick how the wild card series went. So Athletics won is 6-4 and 3-0. Good for them. Orioles looks like they won game 1 pretty handily, and then game 2 and game 3 just couldn't score. Pirates dominated 8-1 and 5-1. And then Giants won 4-3 and 2-1, or lost 4-3 and 2-1. Honestly, I am most scared of the Miami Marlins, but that's not who we're playing. We are going up against the Athletics. This year versus the Athletics, we're 6-7, not too great. 12th in runs scored, first in runs given up. Love that for us. They're 3rd in runs given up, but 8th in runs scored. So a little bit better on the offensive end than us. But we have arguably some of the best pitchers in baseball going up. And actually what we need to do real quick is change our staff to a 3-man rotation. And I don't think we are going to have Spencer Schwellenbach for this game. I think pitching-wise, organization-wise, let's go look for playoff roster. I think we bring in Fran O'Shell for sure. Yeah, we bring in Fran O'Shell for sure. Sorry. Where is Schwellenbach? Schwellenbach is removed from the playoff roster. Fran O'Shell's on the playoff roster. And I would also put Patrick Forbes, but he's just been so bad this year that I don't really care to put him on. But anyways, that's what ends up happening. So we have Paul Skeens, Damian DeMira, Lance Williams. Spencer Schwellenbach will be our 4th starter. Fran O'Shell is going to be a middle reliever. Yuri Perez is going to be a long reliever. Devin Williams is actually going to lose his setup role. He's going to go to middle relief, and Ryan Walker is going to go to that setup. And I think we're going to have him be our 7th inning guy. So we're going to have a 4-headed monster. We're going to have Nestor Cafe, Jeremiah Estrada, Ryan Walker as part of the three heads, and then Nick Green is moving into that stopper role. And what we're planning on doing, if we're up in the 7th inning by 3 or 4, we're going to move it over to Nick Green and we're going to let him cook. Ryan Walker, Jeremiah Estrada, and Nestor Cafe are just going to come in as 7, 8, 9, just get it done. Fran O'Shell and Devin Williams will be, hey, if we're chasing but need to keep the game close, we're going to go to those two guys in the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. Jesus Luzardo, Yuri Perez, and maybe Cole Bills will come in if the game's kind of gotten out of hand, just to save the rest of the bullpen. Hopefully we can get 3 innings from these guys. And then Drew Summers is just purely a lefty specialist. We're missing some key guys, just to remind you, but we'll talk about them in a second. And then this is what our team is going to look like as far as right-handed team. We're actually going to swap these guys around. Cal Riley's going to bat 8, Marcelo Myers 9, Ethan Holiday is going to bat 7th, but I'm going to do something crazy here. Zach Neto is coming in, and he's going to play third base. You are learning how to play third base in the playoffs. Why? Because I think his bat is so important that he needs to be here. Cal Riley, but Zach Neto is going to learn third base. I think we learn now. He'll eventually be trained up. In fact, we'll just go ahead and set his position to third base. We'll just see how he does. Ketak Park, Jason Dominguez, Andre, Cameron Decker, Elise Cuevas, and Cole Young versus left-handed batters. Zach Neto is going to play shortstop. In fact, we're going to switch here. Cameron Decker is going to be the DH here. So another thing that we're going to look at real quick, Ketak Park is definitely batting second. Boom, 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 boom. Cole Young's going to bat 6th. Zach Neto's going to play shortstop. Actually, boom, there. Done like that. Elan Fernandez, we're not going to worry about. Actually, we're going to have Zach Neto play third base here. And we're going to have Elan Fernandez, or where is he? Marcelo Meyer come in and play shortstop. So why am I doing this? Well, number one, Ethan Holiday, his value is at third base. His value is not with the bat. So I want to try and get Zach Neto as many at-bats early in the game as possible. Try him out at third base. If he is costing us games, we can make a defensive substitution later. Elan Fernandez, Jason Smith, Octavio Rivas. Actually, Octavio Rivas is just going to come in and play versus righties. We'll generate depth chart, and we will generate depth chart. Okay. So now let's go ahead and look real quick about what we are going to do against the team that we are playing against. We are playing the Athletics. So looking at the Athletics, information-wise, team stats, they were just a perfectly average team that got off to a hot start. So April and May, they were great. And then June, July, August, September, they just held 500 and coasted on that great start. Batting-wise, they're terrible. Pitching-wise, got to get through their starters, get to their bullpen, and we'll be all right. So let's look at that. So they have Dax Hardcastle, Joe DeCoster, Ty Madden, and Ethan Schildenbein, whatever this dude's name is. That's crazy. But these guys are a solid quartet of guys who, like Dax Hardcastle and Joe DeCoster, this guy looks like he's going to be gross in the future. But once we get past them, Tim Herron, mid. Andy Rodriguez, mid. Guimore Diaz, very mid. 2 good pitches, but no idea where they're going. Caleb Ferguson, established vet, decent guy, not really that good. Keegan Akin, our old stomping ground guy, looks to be their best reliever. Shocker. Josiah Gray, Jordan Blazevich, and Jose Queta. Like, honestly, these guys are not good. So we're going to cheese it a little bit. We're going to try and get to their bullpen early. and figure things out from there. But until then, let's go ahead and jump into the first game. It is time. Oh, Merrick Houston retired, R.I.P. Wang Tsai retired, R.I.P. But we're going to go ahead and look at what needs to go on for this game and how we're going to handle it. You guys already know that this is my favorite thing to look at, is the player versus player establishment of who's better than who. So we have Jason Dominguez versus Lawrence Butler. I think it actually goes to Jason Dominguez because Lawrence Butler, sure, 23 home runs, 89 RBIs. He has 15 home runs and 24 RBIs. Wait, the OPS plus, actually it goes to Butler. Cuevas versus Brunson. It goes to Cuevas. Ketak Park versus Leonard. I think it goes to Eddie's Leonard. Harrington versus Marcelo Meyer. I definitely take Marcelo Meyer. Ladis versus Neto. We don't know what type of player Neto is. We don't know how he's going to play third base. Kind of have to give it to Alex Ladis. Cole Young versus Ryan Ritter. Cole Young. Lipkis versus Ketel Marte. We give it to Lipkis for sure. Cal Riley versus Drew Romo. They give it to Drew Romo. I kind of have to agree, except the OPS plus, or the OPS is over 100 points higher. 18 home runs versus 6, 43 RBIs versus 55, and Cal Riley might be, no, never mind. Drew Romo's a great catcher. And then Matt Ritter versus Cameron Decker. Cameron Decker clears the whole time. And then Paul Skeens versus Dax Hardcastle. We give it to Dax, or not Dax Hardcastle, we give it to Paul Skeens. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into game number 1. And you already know we're going to RISP. Beautiful. We're going to be taking lots of pitches here. Lots of pitches here. Because we want to get his pitch count up as soon as possible. Get him out of the game as soon as possible. We're going to take another pitch here. See if we can get him above 15 to 20 pitches after the first inning. That's the goal. Because if we can do 20 pitches an inning, he's out by the 5th inning, bare minimum. 2-1 count here. That is going to be a grounder to the shortstop on to first base for out number 2. Cameron Decker, who I will say in the previous iteration in the multiverse of Out of the Park Baseball Saving Seattle series, was the absolute playoff demon for us. Over the course of playoffs, he ended up having 11 home runs and 21 RBIs. Like, just always would end up with one guy on base and hit a 2-run shot almost every single game. RISP. Beautiful. Take pitch. We might even have to take until ball 2 here. Or strike 2, excuse me. Because if he's gonna... He's at 13 pitches. 1-1 count here to Lipkis. That is going to be a grounder up the middle to the shortstop on to first base. That is going to be out number 1. Okay. We got to start putting together some decent at-bats. Fastball, strike. 2-2 count here to Jason Dominguez. That is going to be a strikeout. Ketak Park, let's just ambush. 2-1 count here to Ketak. That is going to be a crush to right field, just not deep enough. That is going to be caught by Lawrence Butler. Very easy. And that'll retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. Paul Skeens here with 2 hits given up, but nothing doing in that inning. Dax Hardcastle is through 23 pitches through 2 innings. Yeah, let's try and get to 40 this inning. If we can get to 40 this inning, we'll be very happy. 2-2 count here. That is going to be lined into center field. On to make the catch is Brunson, and that'll be very easy for him. Cal Riley, swing away. 3-2 count. Cal Riley, working it deep. Working it deep. That is going to be a strikeout. Marcelo Meyer, if we can work ourselves a 6-pitch at-bat, I will be very happy. Looks like we at least worked a 6-pitch at-bat. So he's at 40 pitches through 3. Hey, we taxed him a little bit more this inning. We're doing our job a little bit. 40 pitches. Let's see if we can get to 60. Need to get to this bullpen as soon as possible. We finally turned over the lineup, so we are back to the top of the order. Everyone's seeing him for the second time. And we're going to take until we get 2 strikes here. Take until 2. Take until 2. It is a 3-2 count to Cole Young. Crushed into the gap. That's going to open up the bases for us. That is going to be at least a double there for Cole Young. Maybe more, but he is into second. Standing up with a double. Absolutely crushed. First hit, no hitter broken up. Elise Cuevas is up to bat. We're going to take the first pitch. We might even bunt here just because it's going to be nice. But we're going to take some pitches. Ball, strike 1 could have gone either way, but it didn't. Again, we're taking until we get strike 2. And swing away. 3-2 count. Lined into right field. That is going to get down for another base hit. Not going to be deep enough to score Cole Young, but that is going to be first and third here with 1 out. We're going to take 1 pitch. First pitch strike. We're going to run and hit. Foul ball. 1-2 count here to Decker. That is going to be a strikeout. Lipkis jumping on the first pitch, running and hitting. That is going to be thrown on to second base. That is not going to be in time. And the good thing about this is we broke up the double play. So all he has to do is put the ball in play, and that is not going to do it. Jason Dominguez is up. We're up at 60 pitches. So maybe we can get above 70 pitches now. 3-1 count here to Dominguez. That is going to be a grounder to the second baseman. Not before we put 20-something pitches on Dax Hardcastle or whatever his name is. Paul Skeens is at 50 pitches. Runner on second base, 1 out here for Paul Skeens. 2-2 count. Struck him out. Harrington is up to bat. 1-2 count here to Harrington. That is going to be a pop-up to the third baseman. Zach Neto. He's there. He can catch it. I believe if you're a shortstop, it should be very easy for you to take over third base. So let's go ahead and at this point, I think we could just risp. Boom. Ketak Park. Leadoff double. Zach Neto, 2-0 count. Line drive into right field. That's going to be a base hit over the second baseman's head. Is this the second time that we will be forcing ourselves here with Cal Riley up to bat? We're going to run and hit. On a second base, that's going to be out number 1. 3-2 count. Line drive into center field. Please be deep enough to score. Yes! Ooh, safe. Perfect. And we are now winning 1-0. And we risp. Beautiful. So Paul Skeens, we are going batter by batter. You're at 67 pitches. This is the 3rd time through the order. I will not be afraid to yank you out because we have a decent back end of the bullpen. So struck him out. If we can go through the order 3 times to save our bullpen, I'll be very happy. Alex Lodesi, grounder to third base, on to second base for 1, on to first. That is going to be a double play. We absolutely love those. 1-0 Seattle. We risp. 2 on here for Keegan Akin. Cameron Decker is up to bat. 1-0 count here to Decker. That is going to be crushed. Right center field. That is going to score at least 1, maybe 2. Decker's going to have a double. Beautiful job, Decker. Oh, 2. Yes. Beautiful. Nope, just 1. But we double our lead. We have bases basically juiced. 2-2 count here. Lipkis, all you have to do is hit the ball in the air. And that is going to get down in front of the left fielder. That is going to be a base knock here. A 2 RBI single. Cameron Decker trips over home plate and slides towards the dugout. I know you guys saw that. We're going to get another at-bat here just to see Keegan Akin, because we like Keegan Akin. Ketak Park up here, 3-2 count. That is going to be lined into center field, but that is going to be easy for Chase Brunson to track down. That is going to be out number 2. Zach Neto is up to bat. Zach Neto, 0-2 count, but he does damage. He puts the bat on the ball. He may not take his walks, but he does not strike out too much. But we score 4 runs. We are going to leave Paul Skeens in the game. This is the hardest part of the lineup. We're going to go batter by batter. If anyone gets on, we're just straight up going to the bullpen. And that's a homer. That's tough. We're going to keep rolling with him. I want to see if he can get through one more time in the order. Beautiful. That's exactly what we needed. Just a pop-up on the infield. Marcelo Meyer there. Two count. Line drive into left field. That is going to be out, number 2. And Ryan Ritter is up to bat. 2-2 count here. And Paul Skeens gets through 7. Beautiful job, Paul. And at this point, we're going to let Cal Riley hit, but I think we're going to go to Rivas after this inning. Yeah, we're going to go to Rivas after this inning just because Cal Riley is just not great. And we'll risp. Cuevas is up to bat. 2-2 count here. Plunked him. Plunked him. Plunked him. Now Cameron Decker, 3-1 count. A walk doesn't hurt the Athletics, but a ground out hurts the Mariners. Paul Skeens is at 98 pitches. He's done. We are going to go to Nick Green. We're going to let Nick Green take care of the rest of this game. Risp. Beautiful. Risp. All right. Zach Neto. We're going to risp. Ketel Marte is up. 2-2 count. Struck him out. And just like that, the Seattle Mariners take care of game number 1. Using only 2 pitchers as well, which is absolutely huge. Ian Lowry is eligible to come back off the IL. He will be back in the bullpen for our next game, but we just need to go take care of business here in game 2. Overall, yeah, we're happy with where we're at. I'm actually going to have Octavio Rivas come in for this game. Jason Dominguez, Ketak Park. We'll leave Dominguez where he is in the 5-hole. Actually, we're going to switch this up. We'll move Neto up. Neto already has a 20 defense, so we just need to get him trained up during the playoffs as much as possible. But we risp. Yikes. That's not a good start. But again, we just take pitches. We try to get deep into this game. Or we try to get the bullpen as early into the game as possible. Maybe it's a bunt base hit. Ooh, swing and bunt. Almost a swing and bunt. You know what? We're going to risp. We only got a hit, but whatever. Risp. 15 pitches through 1. Hey, we like that. If we can get 30 through 2, that'd be huge. Fastball low. That's a strike. 1-2 count here to Zach Neto. That's a liner up the middle. That is going to be a base knock here. Ketak Park can sack bunt, but I don't think we're going to. We're going to take 1 pitch. If it's a strike, actually, I might sack bunt. Yep, okay. 1-2 count. That is going to be lined towards the second baseman onto out. Number 1. Jason Dominguez is up. We're going to take 1 pitch. That looks like a ball to me. In the dirt. Ball 1. We're going to take 1 more pitch. Neto back safely. We're going to steal second. He is off. He is running. He is safe. Beautiful. 2-2 count here to Dominguez. That is going to be a strikeout. We're going to take pitch. Rivas. Strike. We got to 40 pitches, so we don't care. 0-2. That is going to be crushed. Rivas in for Cal Riley. And the heir apparent, the one who will take the position, is now the one overtaking Cal Riley. Cal Riley will be in his last year as an as a Mariners player, and absolutely just crushed it. We're going to just have an at-bat 2-2 count to Marcelo Meyer, but not before Seattle. 3 hits already in the first 2 innings. And we're going to risp. Beautiful. Damian DeMiro absolutely cooking here. We're going to take a pitch. We're going to see if we can get to 45 pitches. 50 would be ideal, but 45 is the bare minimum. 2-2 count here to Cole Young. Line drive into right field. That's going to be a base knock. 4 hits through 3 innings here for the Mariners. We're going to take a pitch. They're not expecting a bunt. Cuevas can bunt. Beautiful bunt by Cuevas. Might even get first base. Nope. But, hey, Cameron Decker now with a runner on second base. 1-2 count. Crushed. Right field. Just not deep enough. But does a job and gets Cole Young to third base. Now we need Andre. 1-2 count. Strikeout. We played small ball there. Damian DeMiro. Runner on third. Lawrence Butler hits a triple, but we go straight after Burnson. That is going to be a grounder to Cole Young, the second baseman. That is going to be on to first base for the out. And this is why Damian DeMiro is so good. He is a ground ball pitcher, and he pitches to contact. We have 2 of the best defenders in baseball behind him. Maybe not as good as these guys. Holy crap. These guys are good. But at this point, we just risp. And risp. Drew Romo. 3-2 count. Walk does not hurt, but a strikeout is even better. Alex Harrington is up. Fly ball into right field. Might be deep enough to get one. Chunking home. Cut off. That is going to be score 1. Athletics are up 2-1. Matt Ritter's in. That is going to be a liner to the shortstop. That is going to be an out. 2 runs. Octavio Rivas is up. 2-0 count here to Rivas. Crushed. Right field line. Base knock. Should be a double. Lawrence Butler disappears behind the wall and is able to throw it on a line to second base, but it will not be in time. Marcelo Meyer is up. 3-1 count. Walked him. Cole Young is up. 0-2 count. Liner up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Octavio Rivas is very slow, so it may not be enough. It will be enough to tie the game. And just like that, runners on second and third. No outs here. Already a run scored. Elias Cuevas. Jumping on the first pitch here. Slapping it into left field. That will score 1. Cole Young had to hold up. May not score 2, but will be first and third. Up 3-2. We will steal second base. Picked him off. Safe. Steal second base. In there easily. Taking away the double play. 2-2 count to Decker. That is going to be a grounder to the second baseman. On to first. That'll be an out. Andre, 1-2 count. Will this be another strikeout? Yes, it will. I feel like that's his 3rd strikeout of the day. But whatever. Oh, new pitcher. Zach Neto. 1-1 count here to Jacob Bresnahan. Plunked him. Now, Kitak. Crushed. Deep left field. Ball is gone. Kitak Park with a grand slam. That is huge for us. And now the game is turned upside down. It is 7-2 when we just risp. Damian DeMiro, risp. Triple. Atta baby. Cameron Decker. Caleb Ferguson is in the ball game. Jumping on the first pitch, grounding it to Ritter. That is going to be out number 3, but not before we add some more insurance runs. Damian DeMiro is at 81 pitches. We are going to go to Yuri Perez here just to clear out the rest of the game. Boom, boom. 2-run bomb. Boom, boom. And we are actually going to go to Cole Bills now. Boom, done. Grand slam, team effort, huge. Huge. A lot of players retiring. That's fine. One thing I am going to do, Nick Green, 84% rested. Jesus Luzardo is not going to pitch today just because Paul Skeens, 98 pitches 3 days ago. Nick Green, 40 pitches 3 days ago. If we go to a game 4, I think I'm going to let Jesus Luzardo start it, and it's just going to be a bullpen day. So there's that. Who do we have going? We have Cal Riley going today. I think after the day that Rivas had, we got to give it to Rivas. So yeah, there we go. Zach Neto's already trained up to a 25. I think by the time we get to next game, we will be okay. Okay, so we risp. Risp. Half inning. Risp. Half inning. Risp. Half inning. All right, we are down 3-0 here. Ty Madden has 34 pitches. Yeah, we're going to have to really work on this. Ty Madden is just kind of shoving right now. That'll be a strikeout. Ty Madden has 4 strikeouts on the day. 3-0 count to Cameron Decker. That'll be a walk. Hey, 1 at bat gets us back in this game. 2-1 count here. Popped up to center field. That is going to be a ballerina catch in center field, but that will be out number 2. Jason Dominguez crushing the first pitch. That is going to get over the head of Lawrence Butler. That is going to bounce around out there. Looks like it's only going to be a double, but a run-scoring double at that. So 2 hits, 1 run. Keetack Park, keep it hot, bud. 2-1 count here, 2 outs. That is going to be a liner into right field. That is going to get down in front of Lawrence Butler. Is it going to be in time at the plate? No. It is a run-scoring single by Keetack Park. The lead is now almost cut all the way down. Let's see if we can sneak out one more. 3-2 count. That's going to be a walk. Doing it here with 2 outs. Octavio Rivas. 2-1 count here. Line drive into right field. Lawrence Butler is going to get over there, but not before the damage is done. So, Lance, we need you to be big here, bud. We need you to go to the 6th. Risp. Half inning. They get it right back. Risp. All right. Cole Young. 0-2 count. Strikeout. 2-2 count to Cuevas. Line drive at the third baseman over his head, but foul? I'm so confused. But we take it. And we have knocked him out of the game. Blazovic is now in the game. Jumping on the first pitch here is Cameron Decker, and that is going to be a grounder to Ritter. The sure-handed second baseman is going to get that out. That is going to be out number 2, but still threatening. Jumping, getting away. The ball gets away from one of the best defensive catchers in baseball. Doesn't matter when it's OOTP in the playoffs, and we just risk. Yeah, and it is now 4-5. Lance Williams is going to go batter by batter here. 3-1 count. Pop up. Shallow center field. Marcelo Meyer cannot get there. Ketel Marte. 2-1 count. Crushed. Right center field. Left center field. That is going to be gone. All right. Lance Williams has to come out of this game. And we got to go to... I think we just send it to Devin Williams right now. No, we'll send it to Fran O'Shell. And we'll just do a half inning. Dang, they scored one more. Half inning. Fran O'Shell is done. We're going to go back to Yuri Perez. Risp. Half inning. Jesus. Half inning. Yuri Perez, Risp. I mean, the Athletics are just crushing the ball today. And I've definitely done some mismanagement. Should have taken out Cole, or whatever his name, Lance Williams, out one inning earlier. That's a strikeout, though. So Yuri Perez only gives up 2 in the 6th, clean 7th, and we Risp. So we are going to bring in Cole Bills to finish off the rest of the game. Risp. Half inning. Yep. That was not a good game. We need to go ahead and take care of business here. We do have potentially Paul Skeens, but we're going to save him for next game. Lineup starting pitcher for us. Paul Skeens is not ready, so we are going to go to Jesus Luzardo. Lipkis is struggling, so I'm debating on putting Jason Smith in the lineup. In fact, I am going to put Jason Smith in the lineup. We're going to move you down. Decker's going to go down. Zach Neto's going to come up. Jason Smith is not the best first baseman. Cameron Decker is a good first baseman, so we'll do that. Jason Smith will DH. Cole Young has been batting great, so actually we're going to do this. All right. Zach Neto, still a 25 third baseman. We might actually need to call up an extra outfielder, just now thinking about it. But this time we are going to take every single pitch. Oh, I've been forgetting to do the fly around. So this game may take a little bit longer, but oh well. Strike 1. 3-2 count to Cole Young. Strikeout. All right. I don't hate it. We'll take the first pitch. Ball. Lots of taking pitches here. We got to get to this bullpen. Jumping on the second pitch here. Fly ball into right field. That is going to be caught. Cuevas is up. Let's see what Cuevas can do. Ball 3. We're taking until we get 2 strikes here. No, we're going to swing away. 3-1. Green light. Line drive, right field. That is going to get down for a base hit. Even though it looked foul, he is going to be safe. Cameron Decker is up to bat. Oop. Picking off. Safe. Another pickoff. And he is off to second base, and he will put himself in scoring position here. 0-2 count to Decker. That is going to be a strikeout. And Risp. Half inning. Risp. Dang it. Half inning. All right. We got to get him out of the game. He's at 22 pitches. Yikes. We gave him a solid first inning. And then just forgot, hey, we're actually going to start taking some pitches. Swing away. 2-2 count. Grounder, second base. Out. Take pitch. Marcelo Meyer. Jumping on the second pitch here. Pop up. I had more faith in you, Marcelo. 29 pitches. If you're averaging 10 pitches, you can easily go 9 innings. So we need to get that way up. 2-1 count here to Cole Young. Grounder. Ketel Marte. That is going to be an out. And we Risp. 2 on here for Lawrence Butler. 0-1 count here to Lawrence Butler. That is going to be a grounder to Cole Young. On to second for 1. Just going to get 1. 3-2 count here. Walked him. Hey, not terrible. Not terrible. Ketel Marte. 3-2 count. Plunked him? Why are we hitting him? 1-1 count. Pop up. Infield. Zach Neto is there. Boom. I mean, we just risp. Let's hope Luzardo can get through this one. Beautiful risp. 85. Let's go batter by batter. 0-1 count here to Luzardo. Because we really need to save our bullpen. Is that a... Okay. Crushed into right field. That is going to be a base hit. And that is going to be Jesus Luzardo chased from the game. We cannot take any more chances. So, Alex Lodiz, righty switch righty. We just kind of have to go to Devin Williams. 3-2 count. Devin Williams walks him. I'm going to be pissed. Walked him. I'm pissed. Ketel Marte. Jumping on the first pitch is Ketel Marte. That is going to be crushed into right field, and that looks like a grand slam to me. Yep. Grand slam. Yeah, because why not? Devin Williams, one of our best pitchers the entire year. Oh, back-to-back homers. You're getting out of that. All right, let's just get out of this game as quickly as possible, boys. Let's get out of this game. We're going to send in... Man, I want to have all these players here for tomorrow. So, Devin Williams, you're going to have to go one more inning. I don't care if you're getting fatigued, brother, because you're done. You're done after this. 0-2 count. Grounder to the first baseman. Whatever. We're going to go one more batter for Devin Williams. It's going to be crushed for a homer probably. Yep. Sounds about right. He's... You can feel the rage. Cole Bills is coming into the game, and let's hope that Cole Bills can just take care of business. Half inning. Yeah, he's getting fatigued. I really don't care. Risp. Beautiful. Risp. If we can score 20 this inning, that'd be great. So we got to score 13, and lineouts like that are not going to do it. Good thing we have Paul Skeens going tomorrow. That's all I'm going to say. If we did not have Paul Skeens, this would be a much more difficult game for us. But let's hope also that didn't get anyone on their team hot. Yeah, so we have Paul Skeens going today. Damian DeMiro is still not 100%, but let's go. I mean, there's nothing to it but to do it. Jason Dominguez has been terrible. Zach Neto's been okay. Marcelo Meyer's been okay. They have a righty going. So part of me just wants to do this. So Ethan Holiday is going to play third base. Zach Neto's going to DH. Cameron Decker's going to play first base. Keatak Park's going there. Carly's going there. Jason Dominguez is batting freaking last. Octavio Rivas... Yeah, Octavio Rivas is catching. All right, got to try something. Let's hope it works. Paul Skeens, Risp. Beautiful. Dax Hardcastle. We already know. We just got to take a lot of pitches. We've already seen him once. 2-2 count. Strikeout. 3-1 count to Cuevas. Out number 2. Cameron Decker, come on. 2-1 count here to Decker. Ground ball. Pitcher. Oh, the speedy Decker is able to get there. I'm tired of saying infield singles, and I'm tired of saying pass balls. I don't care. It's not something that happens in baseball that often. But Keatak Park is able to hit it down the line. That is going to be a double. That is going to get Cameron Decker to score from first base. He was ready to roll. Absolutely awesome. Keatak Park says, hey, you guys may be done, but I'm not. Let's go. Rivas is up. Rivas crushing deep right center field. And just like that, the Mariners jump out on top. That is going to be a huge boost. 420. Octavio Rivas. Keatak Park and Octavio Rivas saying, you know what, let's do the darn thing. We just risp. Beautiful. Paul Skeens risp. Beautiful. And we're getting him out of this game in the third inning. We are taking every single one of these guys in the bottom half of our lineup is going to take for a strikeout. Every single one of them. I don't care. We're wasting 15 pitches of his. Misses high. Miss again. Walked him. Jason Dominguez, you are going to bunt. I hope you know that. But you're going to take until you get a strike first. All right. So we're going to bunt. And you pop it up. Jesus. Oh, I wish we had Julio Rodriguez because you would not even be batting. 1-1 count here. Cole Young, that is going to, or Ethan Holiday, excuse me. That is going to be a pop out to the outfielder. That is going to be out number 2. And Cole Young, you get to swing away. 2-2 count. That is going to be a strikeout. But hey, we did get the pitch count up just a little bit. We're just going to half inning it. Okay, they score 1. We're at 38 through 2. So didn't get the pitch count up as much as I would have liked to. 2-2 count here. That is going to be a strikeout. Need to get him above 55 pitches here now. 1-1 count here to Decker. Line drive to the first, second. Man. 0-2 count here to Keatak Park. Fly ball into center field. That is going to be out number 3. So let's just hope that Dax is not stabilizing. They keep scratching away. Dax Hardcastle, we need to get you to 70 pitches this inning. Ball. Strike. 1-2 count here to Rivas. Smashed into right field, but just not good enough. Zach Neto. Ball. Strike. 3-2 count here to Neto. He doesn't strike out, but he hasn't been making solid contact. Marcelo Meyer. You're taking until you get 2 strikes, bud. Ball 1. Strike 1. Ball 2. 3-1 count here to Marcelo Meyer. That is going to be a pop-up into shallow center field. That is going to be caught. Paul, we need you to stabilize. You're at 77 pitches. Okay, we're going batter by batter. First pitch hitting. Cuevas is there. That's going to be out number 1. Matt Ritter is up. 1-2 count here to Matt Ritter. That is out. Is it Matt Ritter? Yeah. And then Leonard is up. 0-1 count. Grounder to the third baseman. The sure-gloved third baseman just does not get the ball. We're still giving it to Paul Skeens this inning, though. Alex is up. 1-2 count. Did we pick him up? Picked him off at second. Atta baby. Jason Dominguez. Gotta try something. Slump buster here. Right at the first baseman. And now that is the slowest he has ever ran. And Ethan Holiday. Take a pitch. Strike one. Swing away. Jump on this second pitch. Grounded to the second baseman. That is going to be out number 2. Wait, what? Matt Ritter is their DH. Ryan Ritter. Are they brothers? Hold up. Tinley Park, Illinois. Livermore, California. One's 24 years old. One's 30. Still could be brothers. I don't know. And then we just risp. Yep. Okay. Paul Skeens. We're going batter by batter. Pop up. Shallow left field. That is going to be out number 1. Lawrence Butler. So far today, has a hit. 9 hits so far in the playoffs, 2 of them being home runs. We go after him. 3-2 count. This may be the last batter for Paul Skeens. That is going to be a pop-up into right field. That is going to be out number 2. Chase Brunson. 3-2 count. For sure last batter of Paul Skeens' day right here. Struck him out. Needed that from Paul. Oh, and I mean, we just risp. All right, Paul, we appreciate your service very much. Nick Green, you're coming in. Rip. Half. Beautiful. Keegan Akin. 1-2 count here from the lefty. The former Mariner. Long-serving Mariner. Strikeout. Marcelo Meyer. Jumping on the first pitch. Line drive, left field. That is going to be caught. Out number 2. Jason Dominguez, batting right-handed. 0-2 count. Struck him out. Keegan Akin absolutely loves pitching in Seattle. Nick Green going for inning number 2. Beautiful. Ilan Fernandez can come in and play third base, right? Cole Young can also slot over to third base as well. Lipkiss. You're cold. 1-2 count. Put the ball in play. Strikeout. Lipkiss. 1-2 count here for Cole Young. Liner. Beautiful base hit. Needed that. Cuevas is up. Cameron Decker, 1-2 count. Keegan Akin has kept the Athletics in this ballgame. All right. So Andre is going to go to first base. Cameron Decker is going to be out of this game. I think we have to have Ilan Fernandez come in and play third base. Yep, that's what we have to do. And Nick Green, you have served us well, but Nestor Cafe is coming in, and we are going to go batter by batter. 3-1 count here. To Lawrence Butler, who walks. Chase Brunson, 1-2 count. Pop up, left field. Out number 1. Ketel Marte is up. 1-0 count. Grounder, third base. Gets through. Ugh. Beautiful. They got greedy. And now they have 2 outs for Ryan Ritter. 2-2 count. Pop up, center field. Cuevas is there. And your Seattle Mariners squeak by the ALDS versus the Athletics. And just like that, we are done here. Oh my goodness. Whew, that was scary. That was scary. And the good thing is, We can go back to the 4-man rotation. You're going to go back to middle relief. And Devin Williams is off the playoff roster because he's been that bad. Let's go ahead and make this change real quick. Let's go playoff roster. Spencer Schwellenbach's coming in. And then let's see. Do I send down Jason Smith? Do I send down Elan Fernandez? I'm going to send down Elan Fernandez because we need an extra outfielder. And we don't have an extra outfielder. Okay, Elan Fernandez, you are back. Jason Smith is the extra outfielder. That's right. So let's set his position to left field real quick to look at that like that. We could call up Brady Murrieta. In fact, that's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to remove you from playoff roster. I am placing you on the playoff roster. So Devin Williams is done. Ian Lowry is another guy I wanted to get on the roster. Pitching-wise, who is going to have to drop for him? I believe it's going to be Cole Bills. We're going to remove Cole Bills from the playoff roster for Ian Lowry because that's kind of a one-for-one trade. Pitching-wise, we have Spencer Schwellenbach there. Paul Skeens pitched today. He ain't going to pitch for another couple of days. We have Damian DeMiro going there. We have Lance Williams going there. If Lance does bad again, Nick Green is going into the rotation. Lance Williams is getting removed from the roster, and Cole Bills is coming back. Ian Lowry is going to move into a long relief role. Ian Lowry, I think, is going to move to a middle relief role. So Ian Lowry, Fernando Shell are going to take care of things when we're behind. Jeremiah Estrada, Ryan Walker are going to take care of things whenever Nick Green can't go 2 innings. Nestor Cafe is there to close out the game. Yuri Perez and Jesus Luzardo are there to take care of things when things go awry. Drew Summers, purely as a left-handed pitcher. But we don't know who we're facing in the next round of playoffs, or do we? We are playing the Red Sox. Every single game was a difficult one. Wow, Marlins, completely different series that we're going to have in this version of OOTP. I will see you guys next time. Take care, and thanks so much for watching.